Sometimes when you're down, you just need that hand to pick you up. If you're feeling lost, if you're feeling defeated or low or in that negative energy, having something that can pull you up is so important. And in this episode, we're going to talk about how you can receive that energy to lift you through any situation. My name is Henry, and this is the Positive Mindset Podcast, where we come together to raise our vibration, lift our perspective, and build a positive mindset. I'm so glad to have you here for this message, but before we get started, we're going to take a few moments to slow down, zero in. We're going to take some deep, healing, meditative breaths to help us align on the frequency that we want in our lives. So you can pick a word. It can be love, joy, happiness, abundance, whatever frequency you want. And we're going to take a deep breath in, and as you're breathing in, you're going to say that word over and over and over again. Really charge yourself up with that energy. And then as you're holding your breath, visualize yourself doing something in that frequency. And once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you, and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. And out. We're going to take another deep breath. This one is about alignment, about getting ourselves in receiving mode so that we can receive the message that we need to hear to get us in that positive perspective. So just imagine that you are surrounded by the most healing, uplifting energy that's meant specifically for you. It could have a certain color, a certain taste, a certain smell, however you imagine it. And when you breathe it in, it's going to charge you up. It's going to break down the negativity, the blocks, the weight, everything that's just been holding you back. And once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you, and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take another deep breath in. And out. When you're going through a struggle, when you're hurting, when you're in pain, when you're feeling that negative energy and it seems like everywhere you look, it's more bad news or negative things. How do you shift? How do you build that positive mindset that can set you free? How do you get that hand that would just reach out and pull you up? Because that's what sometimes we need. We need somebody or something to pull us up, to help us get realigned and see the path in front of us. What if I were to tell you that there is a version of you that you created in the future that was that hand? There's a version of you that made it through the trauma. There's a version of you that healed. There's a version of you that's forgiven. There's a version of you that's stronger. There's a version of you that's faster. There's a version of you that's in peace and joy and happiness. But you see, that version of you could not exist without the current version. You see, all the pain, all the hurt, everything that you've gone through in this life can have meaning. It can actually be a gift. Because if you can create this version of you that makes it through, and then you can start thinking about how would this version of me come back in time and handle this situation, and you start thinking the way they would think, you'll start seeing the opportunities and the paths that will lead you there. You see, the law of attraction says like attracts like. Well, that includes frequency. And a thought in your mind is frequency. The frequency, we just don't see it as energy. We don't see it as lines or colors or anything like that. We see it and understand it as a word. And so when you have the frequency that the future you, the healed you, the growing version of you has, you'll start attracting the things that that version has. Whether it's inner peace, whether it's forgiveness, whether it's strength, wisdom, perspective, whatever it is, you'll start attracting it. And the best part is, as you go that direction, you'll start seeing how everything was happening for you and how everything's a gift. Because the ultimate thing we can do is build ourselves up in such a way that we give it to the world and the world benefits. So the difficulty, the hurt, the pain, all of those things, when you heal them, becomes an amazing offering to the world. Whether you just live as an example to the people around you, the people you go to work with, the people you go to school with, your friends, your family members, or you decide to make it a career, whatever it is, it's powerful. It's valuable. It's meant to be. Not that things are meant to happen badly to you, or that you're supposed to suffer, or that you did something to deserve this. But if you think of yourself as an energetic being having a small human experience to grow, and then you give yourself value, you say, you know what? This is a bad place that I'm in. This is a hard struggle that I've gone through. My childhood was difficult. This family situation is difficult. This financial situation is difficult. Maybe I wanted to learn something. Maybe I'm so powerful, I've grown, I've expanded, I've experienced so many things that I wanted to come to a place and see all the things that are missing, the love, the forgiveness, the kindness, the growth, the understanding, whatever it is that you're missing in your life. I went to a place where it didn't exist so that I could understand the need for this type of healing. Then I could pull in and create that energy for myself and those that need it, and then give the world an amazing gift. It's all a perspective. Why would you not view yourself that way? If you are listening to this podcast, something is calling you. If you are still tuned in, something is pulling at you to recognize who you are. To know that there's a version of yourself that's powerful, that knows, that can see, that can heal, that can love you for who you are, because it knows what you can become. And when you start tapping into that vision, guess what happens? There's an energy exchange. You see, that vision is in infinite intelligence. It's in the genius energy. It's flowing next to love. That's where your vision is. When your vision is about being the best version of yourself and giving it to the world, that's a pure vision. And so when you start tapping into that by spending time with it in your mind, by creating the day, by living in it, and then you take the mindset that that version of you has and pull it into your current state, you're connecting the dots. Think about it as 3 dots, one from the highest frequency love, then you have the lower frequencies which we're operating here on Earth, and then finally, it's the physical actions. Taking those physical actions are showing love and support and commitment to that vision. When all 3 are in alignment, energy starts flowing through. That energy becomes the powerful hand that pulls you up. All of a sudden, yeah, you're tired, but you do it anyway. All of a sudden, yeah, it's scary, you do it anyway. All of a sudden, nobody's done this before, but you do it anyway. You no longer become afraid of the change, you become more afraid of what would happen if you didn't change. Because you're tapped into your higher self. You see what you can become. And it's not about how fast you can become it. It's about how consistently you can commit to thinking like it and acting like it, even without the results. Because that version of you has inner peace. That version of you knows your worth. That version of you is in joy. So if you're thinking and acting like that version, then you will have the inner peace. You will have the joy, you'll have the fulfillment, and then eventually over time, because of the law of attraction, the way you're thinking and acting, you'll attract all the physical. You'll attract the new friends. You'll attract different family people. You'll attract the different job because you're becoming something that is equal to what it is that you desire. I truly believe that it's that simple. I truly believe that you can do it because I've seen it through the one-on-one coaching. When people end up creating a vision, a true one, and spend time in it, and then they align their mindset, and then they follow it daily with actions, showing it love and gratitude with your work, because the work is the worth. I see it. I see people's perspective change. Their situation may not change right away, but the perspective does. And the perspective sets you free. And the best part is, living life as this example, you become the rising tide that lifts all ships. Well, thank you so much for listening. I hope this episode was impactful and gave you a positive perspective on your current situation. If you want to make sure you don't miss a single episode, make sure you subscribe to my email list. There's a link down below. It will keep you up to date with every single episode. And if you want to follow me on social media, there's my Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook group all down below. I appreciate all the follows there. And if you're listening to this podcast and you're ready to make a change, I currently have 2 programs. One is for one-on-one coaching for the individual. If you are someone that wants to go through this process, if you want to tap into your source energy, if you want to make a shift so you can stop feeling like you feel and live the life that you want, let's connect on this program, because this is what I do. I help people build their vision, align their mindset, and then purposely put action in place that will get them there. And my second program is for business owners and operators. If you want to do the same thing for your business, if you had a vision or you grew something, but now you're feeling lost or the team seems unmotivated or lost, this is the program for you, because we will help realign your vision, recreate what it is that you want that business to stand for and accomplish. Then we'll break down your core values so that way everybody in your business is operating with a mindset that will lead them to that vision. And then most importantly, we will build actionable steps and processes from the ground floor up that your team members can use so that their actions stay in alignment and have meaning. That way they know that everything they're doing helps create the vision that they are bought into as well. And if you just love the podcast and you want more content, check out my other podcast, Unlock Your Abundance. It's the same theme as this, but it's all about tapping into that infinite energy, whether you want wealth, health, or happiness. It's all there. New episodes come out at the same time as this, Monday through Friday. Well, thank you so much for listening. Have a great day, and I can't wait to talk to you next time.